A cutting board is essential in your kitchen. But what cutting board is the best? Wood, bamboo, plastic or rubber? That's what you will find out in this video. Hello guys, I'm Chef Panko and I work in a Japanese restaurant. Subscribe to my channel for everything about knives, food and cooking. I will only cover the popular cutting board material like wood, bamboo, plastic and rubber. If you want to know more about the cutting boards and how to clean them, you can visit the link in the description below. Let's start with the most popular cutting board on TV shows and on YouTube. I'm talking about wooden cutting boards. There are edge grain wooden cutting boards and end grain cutting board. They both share the same benefits and downsides. Instead of comparing them, I will tell you the benefits and disadvantages of the wooden cutting boards. The wooden cutting board is durable, knife-friendly due to the soft nature. It gains the preferences from TV shows and YouTube cooking channels. The number one reason for that is that wood is pleasing for presentation. So let's start with the disadvantages. It is heavy, expensive, it stains, and it requires a lot of care and maintenance. It is not recommended for protein. Wood can warp, chip, crack, and swell. But the number one reason why I don't recommend a wooden cutting board to anyone is that it absorbs unwanted liquids. Especially if you are going to use it for prepping raw protein. Imagine someone that is using the same cutting board to make a salad bowl. Even when you wash it, the unwanted liquids with the bacteria is already absorbed into your cutting board. No matter how much you oil your cutting board, it will absorb unwanted liquids and odors. You can however use different wooden boards, one for food that needs to be cooked like protein and veggies, and one for uncooked veggies like a salad. Besides wood, we have the more and more popular and a lot cheaper bamboo cutting board. We should not compare bamboo with wood. A bamboo cutting board will absorb less liquids than wood. It pretty much shares the same advantages and disadvantages of a plastic cutting board, with one high disadvantage, and that is that it is not knife friendly, especially for Japanese knife. It will destroy your knife edge, but more about that will be explained in a separate honing and sharpening guide. Now let's move on to the plastic cutting boards that's taking over the kitchens of home cooks. The advantages are that it is durable, easy to clean, non-porous, inexpensive and versatile. The downsides are that it is light, thin and it slides around. Visually less appealing. Sharp knives will cause permanent damage. It needs to be replaced after a period of time. You can't restore it. Now on to my number one choice and the standard of professional kitchens is the rubber cutting board. I've tested two rubber cutting boards for home use and I have to say that the differences are huge, but I can say for sure that the Hasegawa is the best and my personal favorite rubber cutting board of all time. The rubber cutting board is self-healing, easier on the knife blade, antibacterial, will not crack, swell, splinter or chip. It will not absorb any liquids and odor. The downside is that a good quality rubber cutting board is expensive and not recommended for cooked protein. If you want to know the cleaning process of commercial grade or the Hasegawa rubber cutting board, you can click on the link in the description below for more information. Now let's give you a few guidelines about the size and how to prevent your cutting board from sliding around. I recommend the biggest size that you can get, but make sure that it fits your sink so that you can clean it properly without limitations. The thickness of the cutting board will also have an impact on the knife friendliness and feel. The minimum thickness that I recommend is 0.5 centimeters. To prevent any cutting board from slipping, you can buy a cutting board with a pre-installed rubber feet, but I don't recommend that. You want to be able to use both sides of your cutting board and also have an indication that you can use one side for raw protein and vegetables, the other for raw vegetables like a salad or fruit. To prevent those rubber cutting boards from slipping, I can recommend an inexpensive non-slip mat. You can buy them pre-cut or in a roll so that you can cut it yourself. I don't recommend a damp towel, especially with cheaper wooden cutting boards that can warp over time. That's it for this video about cutting boards. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to know more about cooking, knives and food, make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, leave them behind in the comment section below. And I see you in the next video.